It's the Wildcard Podcast. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the On Web Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. My name's James Mackey, alongside Jason Cousineau, Preston Grace, Kurt Arnold, and Chancellor Blanc. You're listening to episode 9 of the Wildcard Podcast.
I almost forgot.
It's, again, pretty playoff heavy. Last week we talked, I think it was basketball and the draft. But this week we're going to talk football again because we love football. We're going to introduce game of the week for the Suns game tonight or Thursday, and then we're going to also throw in a little bit of hockey and then finish ultimately with basketball. I guess we'll start at the top of the board. The draft for the NFL was over by the last time we recorded, but we still talked about it anyway. Chance, you missed last week. Any reserved thoughts on either the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Bears, the Eagles, who we will get to regarding the news that came out today, that you found to be interesting or anything you didn't like regarding picks?
I was a little surprised about the Emmanuel Forbes pick for the Commanders. I mean, we could have took anybody, but I was kind of surprised, but I'm not really now. He had 14 interceptions in 3 years and 6 pick sixes. He was named the pick six king at Mississippi State, but I like that. Philly did a good job, got some offensive linemen, pretty typical Commanders draft in my opinion. Nothing really stood out that much, but overall, I didn't really think none of the picks stood out to me as much. I'm surprised Joey Porter fell to the second round. He was projected a top 10 guy. I'm surprised Will Levis fell to the second round because everybody was on him to be a top 5 pick. Other than that, I feel like it was a pretty even kill class. I mean, there was a lot of guys that are going to make impacts right away. Love Will Anderson to the Texans. I think the Texans are heading in the great direction with D'Amico Ryans. But yeah, I think every team improved for the most part. I loved what the Cardinals did.
Let Monty cook.
I mean, Monty did cook a little. He passed up on Will Anderson, but next year they're probably projected 2 top 5 picks.
Marvin.
Yeah, they were going to listen to
Give me
Kyler.
Marvin.
He wanted Paris.
Yeah, and they listened to what Kyler wanted, even though he's not going to probably play till later next season. You just gotta protect your $45 million quarterback. But no, I thought the draft was good. I thought there was a lot of talent. A lot of right now impact players for sure.
No doubt.
What do you think about Clayton Tune to the Cardinals?
That was the quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Houston?
Yeah.
I did read an article of Bob McMahon, and he was talking about how he would have possibly the Brock Purdy effect for the Cardinals.
You can't call that. That's gonna jinx it right there.
I'm just relaying what I read.
Oh, yeah,
the great
sure.
Bob McMahon. But no, I think all options are on the table for the Cardinals for sure. I mean, you got Jeff Driscoll, you got Tune in there now, and then you got guys that are just gonna be fighting for a
Trace
quarterback
McSorley?
spot.
Hey, don't we still have
Trace McSorley is no longer. He's at the Patriots actually.
Who's our other backup though?
Strevler is gone.
Traveler.
It's Driscoll and Tune, I believe.
David Blau.
Oh, is it David Blau?
He was week 18
Sheesh.
He almost beat Tom Brady. Or no, that was McSorley, wasn't it? Or was it David Blau?
That was McSorley, and
McSorley.
I was at that game, the Christmas game.
Almost beat Tom Brady at home.
Colt McCoy actually.
That's what I was going to say.
Let's not forget about the
Colt
great
McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Another backup quarterback who's made millions
The
doing
49ers
nothing.
nightmare.
The 49ers nightmare.
I'm actually looking at the Cardinals roster right now, and besides quarterback, I mean, they don't have that bad of a roster. They really don't.
I mean, if we keep Hopkins and Buddha.
They really don't. Like, looking at the receiver room, they still got the key guys from last year: Hopkins, Brown, Moore, if he can stay healthy, and then you got Dortch, who took off at the end of last year. Zach Pascal, who was a great on the Colts last year.
He was on the Eagles.
Helped my fantasy team out a lot. And then you got Ertz coming back from an ACL, McBride, who was very highly drafted, and then offensive line, and then defensively, I thought the last year the Cardinals' defense was very good. I just thought that the offense was so lackluster.
We can't stop the run. That's our problem.
Yeah, losing
every season.
Losing Allen and Watt's going to hurt. But, I mean, looking at the roster, I mean, they got guys. I mean, obviously the bigger picture is the next 2 to 4 years. But, I mean, they got some talent to work with for this year for sure.
I like the guy we picked out of LSU, the linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
But he's going to be a dog for us.
That wide receiver we got, too, could replace, what was his name? Chosen.
Yeah, B.J. Ojala is a dog. I can confirm that as an LSU fan. He's a dog. Any player from LSU is going to bring some fire to your defense.
I think Austin Ford had Who's the coach now? Gannon.
Gannon.
Mr. Gannon.
good
Yeah.
pick.
Jonathan Gannon. A little goofball.
Anything else that stuck out from the draft?
Keely Ringo dropped.
Ringo dropped. I
Eh,
thought he would be a first.
Tag
Really
you,
thought
baby.
he was going to be a first or second round.
Bijan
guy.
Robinson.
I like
Yeah,
out.
Bijan.
We said that
Yeah.
last week, though.
How about the Eagles pick? Jalen Carter.
Dude,
I don't think much is gonna happen there. Like I don't know because it was just a lawsuit that came up, right? From
40
the guy's
million.
father. It was the kid's because
It was a car accident, it says.
You know what's funny about this is right when he gets his paycheck, this comes out.
yeah,
It's really
Mhm.
fitting, right?
Interesting.
He gets the 4-year,
they go on.
$22
They
million.
go on
wants
for
This
the bag,
comes out.
bro. They go on for the bag.
He wants 30 million
not
from the
even-
defendant.
He wasn't even in the car that
which
like
is,
that.
I thought this
The
was
death
settled.
occurred,
I thought
is
that
Georgia's athletic.
No, he just
not
he
guilty.
just raised it today. Like it.
Okay.
I mean, this like just came out.
Yeah, it was
today that
supposed to be
his dad's-
3 million. He was doing like 2 million to the athletic association because he had a history of speeding tickets and driving problems, and he let him drive
Them dogs.
at a .197 blood alcohol. Like that's not good. at all.
.197?
Yeah, that's what he was at when he was driving the other
Sheesh.
car with the Scout, and now he wants 30 million from Georgia and 10 million from Jalen Carter in punitive damage.
What was his signing bonus? Do we know?
He was a first round pick. So
That's gotta be high.
Up there.
I know he
overall?
signed a 4-year, I think $22 million.
Nine.
Along
I don't
with
know
that.
if he signed it yet.
Was he 9 or 10?
He was 9.
Yeah,
21.8 in guaranteed.
That's
'Cause
crazy.
the
Oh
Bear-
my god.
The Bears
4
were there.
years.
I thought the Bears were going to get him. I thought that's what was going to happen, but I guess the Bears didn't really. Got to think about Fields first for sure.
so I guess he can cover that 10 million. But I mean, I don't.
It's 40 mil. Oh, they only want 10
They
from
want
him
10
now.
from Jalen and then 30 from.
But even then, like I don't know if
Georgia's
that's gonna
athletic.
work out. I don't think that's gonna.
You cannot take 10 million from him.
Maybe from Georgia, but I don't know about
Especially-
Jalen Carter.
I don't know. It's
Th-
just
these-
such a whack situation. This
Yeah.
should have been settled once it came out. They should have, done all their thing. Georgia should have handled it better.
This is why we don't buy D1 players,
But
Trackhawks,
Exactly.
Jayhawks, what is it?
we're giving
What is that?
these college kids too much
what
money.
they're
We're
called.
giving Nico Lamaleva, the new Tennessee quarterback. He's gonna have $8 million.
Not
already.
even money. I think the colleges
These
are buying
kids
these
are-
kids the cars.
These
like,
kids
straight
are
up.
gonna live these lifestyles like they're already in the NFL because they have all this money now.
Yep.
And I think it's so unfair to try and take it out on Jalen.
Is
I
there-
think also it was literally the week of the national championship game. So
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia had the right to.
They
be
were
like, hey, let's
partying. They
focus.
knew they were gonna repeat.
Yeah.
They were going against TCU. They knew
I
SEC
think
was going to
I
dominate.
think also Kirby Smart is one of the best coaches in college football, and he has
Absolutely.
the right to be like, hey guys, we have a national championship
Yeah.
game. Let's just toss this to the side for a minute. He got a little backlash for that, but I mean,
Get your ass in your room and don't leave till the sun comes
yeah.
out.
And out of all schools, I'm surprised it's Georgia. Like that's a
Oh yeah,
very
he runs a super tight ship.
yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
he
Kirby Smart.
Kirby
does not
Smart
play
does
don't
not
fuck
play.
around.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, same with Bama, same with any of.
Didn't the cops say, though, in the
LSU
video
as
that-
well.
Like the cops knew a few of the players that have like a history of racing.
I saw that
and
they
shit.
pulled him over and
They're like,
we
I know,
pulled over your
yeah,
teammates
we
X,
know
Y, and
the-
Z, and I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they have nothing else better to do down in Georgia, but
On to the
I'm not sure.
fun part. Over under win totals for the year have roughly been gathered from FanDuel.
post draft.
I have them all right here. If you guys want to go through
Yes,
them.
please
All right, so this is per FanDuel. So if anybody sees any different numbers,
take it out on the books.
just going out on this note right here. Cardinals 4.5 over under.
Ooh,
Wins?
Mm-hmm.
When's Kyler come
Are
back?
you kidding
What week?
me? That's a joke, dude. I'm taking the way over on that.
Sounds like me with the White
I'm
Sox.
taking the way over
like me
on
with
that,
the
bro.
White
If we
Sox.
keep D Hop and Buddha, are you kidding me?
When does
they're not going to want to play though.
when does
They're
Kyler
going to
come
pull
back?
Le'Veon Bell.
I would assume.
Way.
I would assume Kyler comes back late, but I mean, in a sense, if the season's already wrapped up, they might not even bring him back just to play it safe. But I don't know. It's
I
it's
don't
up
think
to
he's gonna
him.
be out
and
for that. He's not
everybody
even
else.
He's like walking around normally now. I'm not saying
I
he's
mean,
full.
you can walk on a
100%.
torn ACL, but
Facts.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you have a
You
cast
shouldn't.
For, you,
Yeah.
you're in a brace for a while. I know
Yeah,
that.
he's not.
but I mean, Chase Young did the same thing. He didn't come back to like week 15 or 16, but they played it really safe.
When
If-
did he get injured? This year?
December of the year before, and he came back about the
I
same
think
time.
this is we can look at strength of schedule all we want, and we can look, but in reality, win totals can't really be like I like this idea of doing this, and we'll do it. But the thing is like you can't know for sure how well a team's going to do because we don't have like the full schedule.
Let's just.
But I will say 4.5 is probably a good line that they will go. They will be over 4.5.
Let's just do it based on not looking at schedule, just by talent on the team and just who
over 4.5.
playing 17.
You think it'd be over 4.5, but I don't know.
We got new coaches, new ownership. We can win some more games this year.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I'm gonna
everyone's
say.
taking
I'm
the
going to
over.
say over.
I'm gonna say under.
And I don't think we're gonna have a Le'Veon Bell situation with D Hop.
I think they're gonna.
Four
I
and a
think they're
half.
gonna
They win
want.
four.
I think they're gonna want to
Under.
lose a lot of those
Wow.
low key. I think it might
Unbelievable.
become a tank battle somehow.
Marvin
there might
Harrison,
be a little
baby.
tank battle in the
Tank
NFL.
battle.
So many
with the Cardinals.
with a lot of teams in the NFL. I remember
Next year's draft is 10
this
times better
this
than
next
this year's
draft
draft.
is
Definitely.
so good. I remember it was
Yeah, but what are we gonna tank for if we? I mean, it gets a
Marvin
we get a-
Marvin Harrison, maybe
Receiving
Caleb
core.
Williams. Who knows?
Yeah.
Drake May.
Drake May.
But if Kyler does bad at this point, just give up on him. And get a
Exactly.
quarterback.
They already have a whole new system, a whole new coaches, all that stuff. So they could get a new guy like Caleb, like Drake.
But I think they can turn it around with what they have
And
now.
it was CJ Stroud's pro day. He was throwing to Marvin as his guy. So many
Dude,
scouts
Marvin
in America
just
were
looks
just there for Marvin because they
good.
know they're not getting CJ, but they're all
He
window shopping.
He just looks so good. I think 4.5 is a super rough number for the Cardinals.
Mhm.
I think if we're going based on talent they have on the team, 4.5 is a super like. I could see them winning 5 or 6.
Like,
but-
is there a team lower than that?
They are currently the lowest.
That's ridiculous.
What are the Packers
That's
at?
crazy.
Now these numbers could be different. I did this yesterday. Now that the schedules are coming out, and now
Yeah,
that
I mean,
know,
yeah.
and also these numbers could change. Training camp injuries and preseason
Mhm.
injuries and all that stuff. So, I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say 4 and 13. I think that's fair. I mean,
17-0, dude.
they could literally be rotating these 3 quarterbacks the first 12 weeks.
Yeah.
You never know
Mhm.
what's gonna
Give me
happen.
13-4. I'm sorry.
All right, Atlanta Falcons 8.5. This number kind of surprised me,
Ooh.
but I get it though. I get it because then they might have the best run game in that division.
I don't know much about them, but just based on the fact that
Riddler.
I
They're gonna be starting Riddler.
Desmond.
Oh, Desmond Ritter.
Mhm.
Wait, what's the number?
8.5.
Utah, right?
Cincinnati.
Cincy under.
I'm taking under. They're gonna go 8 and 9.
I can see that happening.
I can too.
I'm going over.
They're a 500 team,
I'm going
but like
over.
on the underside.
I do think the Falcons have a good
Yeah.
shot with Bijan though to just run
Yeah, and
through
they-
everybody in their division. So that's 6 games right there.
They have their quarterback this year. They didn't last year. They tried the Marcus Mariota experiment. Just didn't work. They're sticking with Ritter. I think
Kyle
they go
Pitts
over.
needs to boom.
What about what's his name? The Zen God.
I say 9 and 8. I say over.
What's his name?
I'm
Nope.
taking the under. I'm gonna say they go
He does-
7 and 10.
does
That
the-
division's
you know,
a disaster in
that
itself.
doesn't help.
anyways.
Yeah.
This the quarterback they just signed from
Oh, Heineke.
Sanders. Yeah.
Oh, Taylor Heineke.
Don't forget about the Zen God.
Yeah, the Zen God.
He's going to be competing for a starting job.
Under.
I'll go 7 and 10. I mean that division's.
If Heineke's in there though, he really does fight those.
He is
those
an
late games.
ATL guy. So
I'm gonna say 9 and 8.
Under.
all right, Baltimore Ravens 10.5.
Over.
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 Over. I think Lamar. He got his money. He's gonna have that swag. They got Zay
Have they
in
ever
the draft. They got OBJ.
Have they ever won?
Bateman will be
less
healthy.
than-
Bateman will be healthy.
Dobbins will be healthy.
Mark Andrews.
Defense will be
Dobbins.
healthy.
Mark Andrews is.
Don't forget about Marcus Peters
They
coming back.
got
from his torn
Roquan
ACL.
Smith now on the defense for a whole year. It's gonna might be scary in
I'll
Baltimore.
take the over.
They might beat out Cincinnati, I think, for that division this year. Who knows?
I don't know.
Mac?
About that. That's a stretch.
Oh,
I don't know. They got better.
I said it. I mean, I will over for sure.
I'm
Bengals are
I'm
so
going under,
good.
but I'm saying that I go 10 and 7. That division is a juggernaut in itself. You can win 10 games and honestly come in last, in my opinion at least. But Buffalo Bills 10.5.
Over.
This number is disrespectful. I
Pretty
definitely
obvious,
changed. I
yeah.
think
Headlined
Over.
by their Week 1 game versus the Jets on 9/11
Ooh.
in New York. By the way, over.
Yeah, easily over.
Week 5 in Tottenham Hotspur.
Seasons.
Over.
Panthers 7.5.
Under.
Vegas giving them some respect here.
Over.
I don't think
is it?
Bryce is there to win 8 games yet. Not yet.
It's
What was
not
it?
even the quarterback. I think their roster is great.
I said under. I think they go 6 and 11, but
Wow.
I
Under.
very high in the
Yeah.
Panthers.
They,
this
don't-
year.
they just lost DJ Moore too.
Like, I'll
so
give
they
him
got
7, but I'm not going to give him 8.
Yeah.
Wide receiver
Panther?
1's Laviska Chenault, and then Mingo from Ole Miss. They're
their
gonna have
defense
young
Hey,
guys.
don't
so
sleep on that
good.
Mingo boy. He's nice.
He's big.
Offense wins.
Let me some hottie toddy.
I know. Defense does too, bro.
Defense wins.
Dante Jackson,
Yeah,
What
I
wins the
say
championships?
under.
Winning games.
Oh, shoot.
Brian
Yeah.
Burns.
Brian Burns, he's a big
Shaq.
The Bears 7.5.
Yeah, Bears.
Let's hear a non-biased answer, Matt.
They were
Do I want to
3-14.
keep my pride,
That's crazy.
or do I want to let it fly?
I didn't know they were
7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's think about this. This is really hard.
Under.
This is hard for me.
I'm
because
saying
The
divisionally,
Homer's coming out right now.
divisionally, Detroit's better.
Yes.
Way,
Green Bay
Better.
got worse.
but they're still better.
It depends on how Kirk plays with the Vikings.
3-14.
Nah,
3-14.
I think that offense will be good. It's their
Kirk
defense.
will be fine.
3-14.
He'll be fine.
They got Addison.
Atlanta,
Okay.
Carolina, Denver,
You guys aren't going to be good till you get
nice
the
little
dome,
rematch
all right?
with you guys on a Thursday night.
Vegas. Oh,
You
That's
guys
gonna be
need
a
that.
great one.
Arizona.
7.5.
Jimmy G in Vegas. What's that
7.5. 7.5.
Jimmy G's is going to own that city, bro.
You want to say under, James. You just don't want
No, I want to say over. Honestly, I want to go 8
Understand.
and 9.
one? Wow.
Remember, he said the White Sox would win 90 games?
I'm gonna go over. I'm going
James,
over.
The Bears only win
That's the
games
end
when
of
it's like
The
raining
White
or
Sox.
I'm
snowing.
going over.
The bias is coming out.
I'm going over.
You guys only win
No,
weather games.
Honestly, like I think if you look,
Every
first of
time.
all, let's really honestly break this down real fast.
Oh,
if you look
God.
at just the receiving core alone,
They don't win with just a receiving core alone.
right? But if they do the offensive line.
James, I'm hearing you. I'm all in on the Bears this year. I'm really high on them, but I think
Okay.
defensively they didn't make any moves really at all, and offensively, I mean, it's going to be the same story like last year. Like they're going to be a buzzing team. Like they're going to put points up with Justin Fields, but defensively, it's
They still
Am
got-
I going to
It's
hold
not
out
there.
for them
It's
to
not
win
there
games every Sunday? No,
They still
but do
got
I
Eddie
want
Jackson.
to see it
Bears.
happen? Yes. So I'll go over.
I'm going under. I think they go 7-10, and that's
Agreed.
tough division as well.
I just think they still got right in the draft, but I still think Justin's going to be running for his life a little
Yeah.
bit.
For
Unless Tevin Jenkins can step up.
Pulls
The
that
dude
out of
you
the
guys
race,
drafted
man.
from Oklahoma State a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Cincinnati Bengals 11.5.
over.
Oh,
I'm going over. I think they win 12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a safe number.
I'd need to see their schedule. but
17 games, they got to go over.
I'm going to say over, but I need to see their schedule first before I confidently give that an answer.
Well,
Yeah.
think about their division.
That's going to be tough.
2 against the
division
Raiders.
games.
2 against.
No, it's Browns,
Come on, dude.
Browns, Steelers, Ravens.
Oh yes, sorry.
Who-
I'm
I just
thinking
gotta
of.
read-
yeah.
Who are they?
Raiders.
I hate to cut in right here, but
someone
it
else.
says right here that the Cardinals are playing the Commanders Week 1 in FedEx Field.
Oh.
Oh, GG's chance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's right, but
Wanna know?
we'll be seeing you.
The Pooh Bowl.
Cardinals
Wanna-
1-0 week 1.
big DC insider just reported that, so I
It's
just want
the
to throw it
toilet
out there.
bowl.
You trying to go to that, Chance?
Yeah, I'll fly to DC. You don't want to go to FedEx Field though, believe
No, you
that.
don't.
I know somebody that will be at FedEx.
Although
Field for the
Snyder's
first
out.
game. I don't know who.
Isn't that where like the railing fell and like
Yeah.
it fell on the
Yeah.
plate?
Mm-hmm. I was
Yeah,
at the
that's
Eagles
crazy.
game.
The trash hole.
It is terrible.
They were trying to dap up Jalen Hurts, and they all
Yeah.
fell on it.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
That's a lawsuit right there. if I've ever-
Cleveland Browns 9.5.
Under.
Under. That's a very generous line.
That is.
They might be a
They
sneaky
got Amari
team next year.
Cooper.
Did they not see who- like
They got
Deshaun
Nick
Watson last year?
Chubb.
Might be a sneaky team next year.
How many massages does Deshaun Watson get?
28.
I would say
He's on
about
his 28th.
He just
You
didn't.
know.
That's not something to joke about, but like I'm gonna go
You asked
under
it.
for.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have, but
I
I'm
gave
gonna
you
go
an
under
answer.
for serious reasons.
I'm going under, but I'm giving them 9.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good defense, good
What
run
was
game.
the line again?
Watson's got a year under that offense.
God, that whole division is just so tough. But I don't know. They got Amari, they got Chubb, they got Deshaun.
The
They
Browns-
need Ward to step up. Their defense really needs to step up. They choked them a lot of games
a lot
last
of
year.
games. Like,
But I don't know. I think they can get 10 out of them. 10 and 7.
Cowboys 9.5.
Over. Over.
None.
I mean,
Enough
No
said.
word. No word.
Enough said.
I guess.
I
don't
feel
know
you.
about the
I don't really want to talk about him either.
Yeah.
Move on.
Broncos 8.5.
Under.
Over.
Under.
over.
I think their defense is really good, and I think Russ pulls his head out of his ass. this
Javonte
year.
Williams will be back. Their running back.
Yeah.
I'm giving them 9. I'll take the over.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah,
Tough-
I'm not saying
tough
they're going to be
division,
crazy, but I'll take the over on that.
Is it a tough division?
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs.
Chargers.
It depends how the
Are
Raiders
the Chargers
do.
that good?
They're an 8 and 9 or a 9 and 8.
Good
I don't
With
know.
a healthy.
And the Chargers, you never know.
Healthy
They're-
Judy, Hamler, Sutton,
Yeah.
Javante.
And they picked up Allen from the Cardinals as well.
I'll say they're 9 and 8. I'll go over.
The Detroit Lions 9.5.
Over. Way
Over.
over. They might win that division.
I'll go 12-5.
They're my picks for
honestly.
that division.
And I also love them. I know for a fact, and I'm not saying this because it's true, but I know for a fact Dan Campbell went talked to someone and said I want to play the Chiefs week 1. I just have a feeling that he's such a competition guy. I don't know. It's just my thoughts on it. But
Jared Goff, I think it was jokingly, but there was a quote I saw that Jared Goff said he's sad that Rodgers left Green Bay because now he doesn't get to beat him twice a year. I was like, that's true. It's very true.
Packers 7.5.
Under.
I'll take the under on that.
I don't think Jordan Love's ready for it yet.
He did really good last year against the Eagles, man.
And they just got him. They drafted a bunch of receivers.
They actually got some help.
I'm saying under, but
They did lose Lazard.
I said 2
They
podcasts ago that this is a team that's might surprise some people.
Well, it sucks because now Christian Watson is their most
Poised.
most veteran receiver, and it's his second year, and he's going to be receiver 1, and he's really good. Oh, I love Christian Watson.
I think it's good for him though.
It is.
It's good for him
He's
to
going to be balling.
second year to be that guy.
Yeah,
But,
Robert Tonyan.
I just feel like that team.
Nope, Tunion's a bear.
What's up with Aaron Jones?
I just said they lost Robert.
Oh, I thought you said
They
it's
were-
Could
Robert
be a
Tunyon.
possible
My
trade
bad.
That's what I'm
asset.
saying. They have AJ Dillon. They got to figure out what's up with that. I think AJ Dillon could be their good all around back. I'll go under though.
Texans 6.5. Under.
Yeah, they got 2 good players in the draft, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Definitely heading in the right direction though.
Yes,
for
it's-
sure.
it's
Can they
right
beat the
direction.
Colts twice?
No. Well,
That division is.
Jacob Eason?
Can they beat
Who's their
the
quarterback?
Between them and
Anthony
yeah.
Richardson?
Between them
Oh,
and the Bears,
right.
really.
That's
So it's a
right.
bunch of young guys because it's going to be Will Levis and the
Yeah.
Titans. You got Anthony Richardson and the Colts, C.J. Stroud and the Texans, and then T-Law, the dog. Their Jaguars are going to run that division
Easily.
for 3 years. But
Over what?
6.5.
Under.
These lines have definitely changed. I'm looking at them now and I'm like
I
6.5. Last year they were like 3.5. I think.
yeah.
Under.
Colts 6.5.
Under.
I'll take 6, 5 or 6. They still got talent on defense and the run game
And yeah, I was gonna say, don't forget Jonathan
and the
Taylor.
receivers. Pittman.
I say over.
I would say
I think
over.
Anthony
me
Richardson
the
might
over.
get 7.
Chiefs 11.5.
I'll give
Over.
Over.
Under.
It's
12-5.
I don't even care who's that receiver.
They're
If you have Patrick
dog.
Mahomes, you're
They're
winning
the
13.
best.
They're
Over
dog
overall.
10-7. No,
They're underdogs
over.
this year, huh?
Someone still a little salty.
Who won the Super Bowl this year?
Not the Cardinals.
Who'd they beat?
Yeesh.
All right.
Y'all couldn't even make it close.
Raiders
Hey,
6.5.
just so you're aware,
I'm okay with
my
my
team
loss.
passed up on Mahomes. That's why he fell to the Chiefs.
I think
Remember that
every team passed up on Mahomes.
Yeah, way to go, Mitch.
Second round. Or what round did he go?
Raiders
First.
6.5.
No, he did.
He was like 12th or
Raiders
something.
6.5.
Oh, duh. I
With
think-
Jimmy
Right
G?
before the Cardinals, and the Cardinals got Hassan Reddick.
With Jimmy G?
Mm.
Yeah.
Over.
Under.
What was it?
6.5.
For who?
Over.
I'll give him 5.
Give me Jimmy G in Vegas.
Yep.
City's gonna be loud.
Over.
Rams. Oh no, Chargers 9.5.
Under.
I'll take.
Over.
I think they win 10.
I think they win.
I think that division will
Eckler
be
wants-
kind of in the
Eckler
middle.
The Chargers are always going to be the same. They do good, and then they just
Eckler
choke
doesn't want to
some
play
point in the
there.
playoffs.
I'm going under.
I do want to
10?
see Herbert just dominate.
10?
though.
Oh, you said 10?
I said 10. Yeah.
I'll go.
I think if you have a quarterback like that, it's kind of
Yeah,
I'll
then
go
between, like,
under.
10,
I'll go
10,
under
13.
9.5.
Depends if the receiver.
I know what I
stay
said a
healthy,
couple
too.
episodes ago about how much I like them, and I talked him up.
They're
and
just
then
not a
Preston
physical
called
team.
me
I've
out.
said that for years.
I'll go. I'm gonna go under.
Keenan's injury prone.
Mhm.
Mike Williams is
Keenan's old.
getting more injuries.
Picked
He
up
is
that
old.
kid from TCU though in the draft.
Quentin Johnson.
He's
yeah.
a dog.
They got Mike Williams too.
And Duggan.
Max Duggan.
Rams 6.5.
Over.
Over.
Mm.
As long as they have Cooper Kupp, they're.
I think it's going to be over, but
On
not by
offense,
much. I don't think they're.
Then Cooper tears
Gonna beat
ACL.
that.
Well, they'll beat the Cardinals twice.
It wasn't ACL. It was.
I think it's going to be a different story this year.
Also lost.
Cardinals.
Jalen Ramsey.
and
well.
Allen Robinson.
Where did he go?
Is gone now too.
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey is in the
So,
305.
I don't know. They got Stetson Bennett
People-
as their backup, the GOAT we were talking about last
yeah.
week.
Last time he was at Allegiant, or
I think.
SoFi.
I think with
yes,
the
last time
knee
he was
injury,
at SoFi, he won a title.
the knee injury is bad for Cooper because Cooper Kupp is such a route runner. He relies on breaking down and juking and using his knees to get away and cause separation from receivers.
Well, let me
I think
ask
he's
you
gonna be
this.
a step slower.
Well,
I
he
think
could have came back last year, but they sat him out. He
How
could've
many
returned.
times do the Rams realistically? How many times do the Rams beat the Cardinals this year? 2.
none.
I think they split.
How many times do
I
they beat
think
the Seahawks?
Seahawks win
The Rams?
both. I
Yeah.
think the Seahawks are going to win both.
I don't know. It's tough to predict division opponents because it's like, me and Jason always talked about the NFC East. No matter who's playing, it's like division opponents.
That home, it's whoever's home. That
Well,
crowd's
if
Yeah.
the
loud.
line's 6.5, the 6 games that really matter are your division games. So if they're going to split with the Cardinals,
So,
they're not going to beat the Seahawks twice,
and they're not going to beat the Niners twice.
and they're not going to beat the Niners twice.
Yeah.
In fact, I could
I
see the
said-
Niners beating them twice.
I said under. I said like 4 or
I
5.
say,
I
I say.
Because I
under
don't know
is
what's
a
going to
fair
happen with,
I don't
they
trust
could
the
end up
Rams.
trading guys. Matthew Stafford's coming back from a
Yeah.
throwing injury. So
I think under is a fair.
They already got their ring. They're
Yeah,
chilling at
they
this
can
point.
tank if they want
Yeah,
to.
McVay's been on a little decline the past 2 years.
Yeah,
Dolphins 9.5.
over healthy Tua, right?
Over.
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 I'll go over 10.
He's in a concussion though. He's probably done.
Just watch your head, Tua.
Vikings 8.5.
Bubble wrap him. Under.
Over.
Oh, over.
Over.
Under.
Give me prime time.
It's like the best offense in the league.
Their defense is very questionable, but that offense is
This might be Kirk's last
pretty
run,
good.
really.
It really could be. Dalvin's gonna have a big year too.
I thought the Vikings were going to take Will Levis when it was
Hopefully.
their pick. I think 30, 31.
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be Vikings, but nope.
Patriots 7.5.
I don't know enough about
I'm
that.
taking the under. I'm taking like 7. That division's just
Do
they
I
might
like
lose
Mac?
every division game.
Yes.
It's tough to bet against Belichick, but I'm going to go under.
Did they get him?
Under.
Did they get Mac any receivers?
The way that they finished last season, it just gave.
And
they
still have a
got
quarterback
Christian
controversy.
Gonzalez. They got the corner from
Did
Oregon.
you draft that ASU guy a few years ago?
N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, and then
Nikhil.
traded him to the Bears.
He was a
Nikhil-
beast at basketball, too, N'Keal Harry.
He's a Bear. now.
I'm gonna go under.
New Orleans Saints 9.5.
Over.
Over.
I'm gonna go
under.
under.
Oh, 9.5.
I think they win
Ooh.
9 and they win the division with 9 wins.
I'm going
It all
under.
depends on Michael Thomas because
Giants 7.5.
Is Michael Thomas that guy
Over.
still?
That's a little. I mean,
healthy.
Giants 7.5. Over. Saquon goes off again this year.
I think they
In
got
a
better.
contract
They,
year.
yeah,
Over.
Over.
that
I guess,
division,
yeah,
the
over.
NFC beast.
Oh.
I don't like the Giants, but over.
That's gonna be competitive.
And Danny Dimes just got paid. He has to
Mhm.
just to show he's worth it.
Jets
He's
9.5.
I'll tell you that.
Over.
The New York Jets.
Over.
I'm taking the over. I think
Wait,
I mean,
what
the
was
New
the
York
number?
Packers.
What was the number?
9.5.
That Will McDonald pick was
I
definitely
wonder what the number was
questionable,
last year. That's crazy.
Over 9. I'll go over 9.5.
They got
Well, last
sauce.
year was the year everyone was expecting.
Brees Hall will be healthy.
Zach Wilson go off.
Uh,
I love Brees Hall.
Imagine that
Oh,
team with
easy
a healthy
over 9.5.
Brees Hall
Over,
now.
over.
That's an easy 9.5.
It's insane.
Over.
Eagles 10.5.
Over.
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 That's
I'm
Over.
surprised their line isn't
They
like
put the
12
same as
These
Cowboys.
yeah, I don't know what. I don't know. Well, because the other day I looked at the Cardinals and they were 5.5, and the under was like minus 160, and it went down to 4.5. So
I'm gonna hit
I
up
don't know.
FanDuel.
These lines have got to be
Schedules
changing.
come out today, right?
Yeah, they're probably
Yeah, they're in the
changing
middle of
all throughout the
releasing
day.
right now.
Everyone tries to do the most with that.
Steelers 8.5.
Didn't the Chargers do like an anime? last
Steelers
year?
8.5. Under.
I'll take the under. I think they went
Under.
7.
I don't
Under.
think.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's just there yet. I
What's
say
their,
under.
their
They had a
running-
great draft,
What's
though, I
their
will
running
say.
back's
Mhm.
name? That
Joey Porter.
Najee.
Najee Harris. I feel like he's a bit overrated because of his fantasy value. Everyone says, "Oh, he's one of the best." only because he's good at fantasy. I don't think
He
he's
also
that good
did
of a
play with the
running
steel rod in his foot last year.
back. That is true.
So.
But even then, he's not that. Good.
Backup kicker.
Niners 11.5.
Over.
Over.
You said 11 and
Purdy's throwing a football already, so he's ready to go.
FYI, Trey Lance opens the season as their third quarterback on their depth chart. So
Who's second? Darnold.
Yeah.
Darnold's. I'm not. Don't
Trey
take this
Lance
the wrong
is
way.
making a bag on the bench.
The mono monster.
That's
don't,
amazing.
Don't take this the wrong way. When I say what I say, I don't. mean
Ultimate
it.
fleecer.
Sam Darnold has cut his teeth. He's been in the league for a couple years. He's been to and fro offenses. Like he's had chances to start. He hasn't been good. He's gotten injured. So him opening is 1, I guess, is fair, but him opening is 2 is definitely fair. Because I think Brock shows that, first of all, he won every regular season game he played in the last 5 of the year.
I mean, we also talked about Trey Lance not fitting that offense.
He doesn't. He doesn't fit
That's
that
a run
offense.
for
Oh,
his
that's good for
offense.
him. He's making $30 million as the third string quarterback.
And again, it's going to be in 10 years. It'll be another backup. We look back at like he won 2 rings with the Niners. He did jack.
I was thinking about that last night, actually. I was thinking like it's another backup Cinderella story.
He got washed out in Chicago when we beat him 19-10. I absolutely love what Brock Purdy did last year. I was excited to see him come in, knowing that my brother played him, and I thought it was super dope. But I think they win. You said 12.5?
11.5.
I think over 11.5 is a good number. I'll go third. I'll honestly match them with the Eagles.
They're
I
pretty,
think
they're
that's-
pretty
13
much,
and 4 is a good.
I think that's going to be the
I
NFC
think
Championship again.
They're definitely the second best team in the NFC, the Niners.
Eagles are the first.
Seattle Seahawks 8.5.
They just
Over.
are.
Under. I feel like
Seahawks at 8.5.
Geno,
Over.
I feel like Geno Smith, that was fluke last year.
I think they win 9.
They have that receiving
I don't
room.
know
Who's
about
going to
that.
be able to cover
Jackson Smith and
Lockett,
Jigba.
Metcalf, Jackson
And
Smith and
Metcalf.
Jigba, Noah Fant?
Yeah.
I mean, they got receiving.
and they had another great draft on defense.
Witherspoon. I mean,
What's that running back's name?
even at 5, he's still going to be he was the best corner in the draft.
Kenneth Walker the third.
Kenneth Walker, a.k.a. Barry Sanders.
They got a good
Against the
team,
Cardinals.
man. And their offensive line really stepped up last year as one of the top offensive lines,
Yeah.
and they needed to be. And I think if they keep that clicking, they could be fighting with the Niners for the division. I really do.
Tampa Bay 6.5.
Under.
Over. Baker's
Over.
a dog.
Over.
They still
going
got a
over.
great
Oh.
team. They still got a great
Going
team.
over.
Over.
You
Sorry.
said under in a heartbeat.
Todd Bowles is a great coach.
They did
I
sign
just-
John
in
Wolford,
my head-
though.
Brady. I didn't really remember who. Over. I'll go over. 6.5. Over.
And their defense is still
Still
great.
really good.
Look for some action with Levante David or
That was a playoff team last
Devin White.
Devin White on the possible trade block. There's
Mhm.
rumors of that.
I really hope
I'd be surprised
Baker-
if they get shipped.
Has success there because
I feel bad for Mike Evans. This might be the year he doesn't get 1,000 yards, and it'll break his streak.
I don't know about that, dude. That's Baker's,
Titans.
Baker's a
7.5.
serviceable quarterback, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He can
Tannehill's last year. Malik Wilson's first.
I'm going under. I think this is my prediction. I think Tannehill underperforms the first couple of games. He ends up getting benched, and then they just
Titans are at 10.5.
7.5.
Oh,
I go under.
10.5.
I think they're gonna
7.5.
I think
Oh,
AJ
All
wants.
right, I heard that wrong. Yeah, I'll take.
Under.
Not AJ. Derrick Henry wants out.
He can only
Yeah,
he can
I
only
think
do so
under.
much.
That also might be on the trade block. It could be some block.
Will Levis
trades.
with mayo in his coffee, so
Remember the McCaffrey trade last year? That was
Mhm.
insane.
way under.
That came out of nowhere.
Off the top rope.
The Washington Commanders 6.5.
You did not write Commanders on that notebook.
I wrote the Redskins because I still
The
want
football
Redskins.
team.
Let's cancel this man.
I'm going over.
Nation.
I'm going over.
Who's your quarterback?
Yeah, who's their quarterback?
Sam Howell.
Is that not a playoff team? they have?
Oh, we talking like
No.
we talking Heisman Howell with UNC who played there for like 5 years.
I'm talking beat the Cowgirls 26-6 in Week 18. Sam Howell.
I'm riding the Sam Howell train with you. I'm over 6 now.
Over.
I think we'll go 8-9 like we do every year.
Yeah.
We've been 8 games.
Hey, I'll
pretty
give you
straight.
one over. I'll go
Definitely under 10.
I'll say you're
I'll
over
take the
500.
You
I don't know.
snapped Philly's win streak last
I'm
season?
pretty optimistic about us this year, but we'll see.
Sorry, Jason. We just had to
That was no shade
dig
towards you,
it.
Jason.
Yeah.
I hope the NFC Beast is good.
Oh, I hope so too. I hope
Makes it so
I hope we
competitive.
win 10
It's
games
best
and come in
division
last
in
place.
football.
So there it is. There's a little rundown of the over/under win totals for the league for the year. It'll be interesting to see what happens and what doesn't. If Brock Purdy does start for the Niners, if Trey Lance starts for the Niners, if Sam Darnold starts for the Niners, which I don't think Kyle Shanahan is drunk enough to do that, but Lord only knows. If Jimmy G ends up back on the Niners because the Raiders trade him, or if Christian McCaffrey gets dealt again after having a comeback year, if Saquon goes off, if Daniel Jones doesn't, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to move quickly into the NHL. Nothing really big going on right now other than the fact that the Maple Leafs are as far on the ropes as you can be. They were down
A
3-1.
close
I believe
game
they
last
said-
night.
That was a tough game.
They were begging for Florida, were they not? They were
Yeah,
like,
they
"We
after
want
as soon as they
Florida."
got fat, they were like, yeah, they wanted
Crazy.
Florida, and they're getting Florida. I mean, they're
getting it.
they're getting it. Matthew Tkachuk leads them with the playoffs with 16 points, with 11 of them being assists. The Maple Leafs have been good, but they're not good enough to make it out of the second round. So I hope their curse continues. The Oilers tied the series at 2 last night. That one will probably go 7. Carolina's going to remove the Devils today. I think
That series has been all over.
I
the
think it's
place.
over for New
Yeah.
Jersey after today. And the Kraken and the Stars, I think, go 7. I think we
Give me Dallas at home tonight. Gonna be electric.
Go crack.
I think Kraken.
Crack all the way, baby.
I just think there's something about that game 5 at home.
Interestingly
It's-
enough, the only team from what we'll call the modern era, or like recent years, that has been to the Stanley Cup at this point is the Knights. And that was 2018. So this was going to be a really good year. I think the Hurricanes do win the East. because I think they beat the winner of Panthers, and I think they beat the Panthers.
Talk about an easy.
I'm not even gonna say
Talk about an easy path. I mean, seriously, you avoid the Leafs and the Bruins.
and the Rangers.
Don't count out the Leafs, though. I will say, if they go back home, make it 3-2, anything's possible at that point. You steal one at Florida, and then you go back home.
And all of a sudden, it's a game 7 in Toronto.
A little different. Speaking of big game series, we're gonna move into the NBA now. It's easy for local sports to be the top of mind, but that's only because tonight
I'm scared.
DeAndre Ayton is missing from the Suns lineup. So is Chris Paul.
He's been missing for a while. So.
Been missing.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Even when he's on the court, he's
Since the
missing. Yeah,
82nd
that's true.
game.
I think it's important to note the Suns are very good at home in the playoffs this year. They haven't.
Everyone's been.
Are
good
they
at home.
undefeated at home? No, they lost one to the Clippers here too.
Every team's
Yep.
been good at home this place.
They've beaten Denver 5 straight times at Footprint.
So tonight, Game 6 is
Jamal
in-
Murray's questionable with an illness.
yeah,
He is.
so it's all
Tonight, Game 6 is
Big-
in
yeah,
Phoenix.
big thing.
Again, DA and CP3 are missing, but CP3's been out since Game 1, so we won't even really need to talk about him.
Well, Shamet is starting. Me and Chance are just talking about that. He's going to be starting tonight, which will be interesting.
We're going to introduce a new game. This is something we've done on other podcasts, but I'm bringing it here because it was my idea and I want to keep doing it. Preston, Game of the Week is something you asked me if we could do, so we're going to do it. Today, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to do it with who you think wins the Suns game, who's the top performer, and what you think the final score is going to be. But we'll kind of get a rundown of how the series has gone so far. Phoenix has struggled to put up points in Denver. I'm going to say it straight out. I think that they don't play very good basketball when they're on the road, especially in Denver right now. They play good basketball at home, and Game 6 is going to be really good. I think it goes back to Denver tied at 3, but if they can beat Denver at home, they'll move on, and they have to play the Lakers again straight up. I'll just think the Lakers take care of the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night, but they have to win Game 6.
Are you fading the Corgi, James?
It depends if AD plays.
What does that mean?
Are you fading the Corgi?
The Corgi on TikTok that does the predictions for each playoff.
That corgi can bite my left toe.
Thank
bro.
you, James.
Warriors in 7
I
is
hate
what he
that
said.
damn corgi.
Fuck.
He did say something.
Oh,
Where's that corgi?
jeez. Hey,
I'm
now.
gonna say Lakers in 7. For now.
I think the corgi is wrong. By the way, I think the Sixers take care of business tonight.
They better.
I was talking to
so.
someone today. I don't think anyone ever expected the 8 seed and the 5 seed to be the other East matchup, but I think you have the easiest remaining path to the championship after beating the Celtics.
Harden brought. He's bringing out the John
Let's just
kid
be
again.
honest. I don't think the Heat are your average 8 seed. I mean, they easily
Not
could've
this
been
year.
top
They're not.
4.
Hell no, they're not.
I don't
Oh,
look at them
they
as an
might-
8 seed.
I think they might.
Remember when
go
I
to
thought they were
finals.
going to beat the Bulls, or when the Bulls were going to beat them? Remember when I thought the Bulls would beat them, and then they
Oh yeah, the Heat looked abysmal against Atlanta that one
Michael
game.
Jordan.
They were
Carter.
down like 14 and still won.
yeah.
Doing all of it without Tyler Hero also.
Oh yeah, he's got a broken hand.
Get
Forgot about that.
man.
Did you guys see Giannis told everybody he's coming back?
Hey, what was that?
He got,
No, you're not.
He got snubbed from all defensive team,
He's like all this trash. I'm like, what is he talking about?
even though he's been a finalist like 4 straight years.
I don't get it.
Chance, you got a full page of notes in front of you. Run me through some of your thoughts.
Man, this game tonight, I feel like it's just all led up to tonight. And I said after game 1, when everybody was yapping and chirping about DeAndre, and everybody was like, "Oh, they got to win game 2. They got to do this." And I said, "There's too much talking going on for one loss in a series." Granted, they should have won game 2 in my opinion. They just couldn't hit really a shot down the stretch. We're up 7 in the third, but I just really think it's been the theme of from last summer to now, and it's just been DeAndre. And I don't think he's wanted to be here. I think the minute Robert Sarver didn't offer him a contract, that was the minute he didn't want to be here. I'm at a loss for words of what's transpired the last week and a half with the team, honestly. And I was on the way here, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, like, what a disaster. Like, the vibes just aren't there. I mean, everybody, obviously, I'm looking at a picture of Kobe and Michael Jordan and Landry Shamet right now. I mean, the fans are still optimistic in ways, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a chance that they win tonight. I mean, Ayton's out. You can hope Murray's out to have a chance to win, but if he's playing, I don't even care if he's sick or not. I think the Nuggets take care of business.
Even if he's not playing, they got Reggie Jackson that can give you buckets.
who hasn't even played.
He
a minute
hasn't
in the
even played.
series.
It's been Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown killed us.
But I will say, though, the one thing that following Kevin Durant for my whole life, watching him play, and now Devin Booker, is like they're not going to back down. Like
Especially at home.
Especially not at home.
Especially at home after what happened last year at home. They will not let that. that
one thing
abysmal performance.
The one thing I was feeling about this series is I'm getting vibes from last year's series against Dallas when a home team didn't lose until Game 7. I mean, they did the same thing last year. They were up 3-2 going to Dallas. They got smoked by 30 and came back here for a Game 7. I mean, I think they have a good shot to win tonight. I think Landell, the one thing I love about Landell is he's going to try very hard.
The legacy game.
I'd like to see Busy get some minutes. I'd like to see Ish Wainwright get some minutes just to have a body out there, just get some fouls or something, But all options are out there. I mean, I don't know. I
need to see Torrey Craig
I think
tonight.
Booker drops 40. I think that's just a given at this point at home.
I think he has to.
I think KD and Booker play almost 48 minutes. And I think I like to see Torrey Craig and Damian Lee get some run as well. I think Craig has been MIA, but you just gotta everything gets thrown out the window tonight, and that goes for tonight. And if they make it to a Game 7, you have to throw everything out the window.
You got to forget all about it.
Monty needs to nut up.
I think honestly, sorry, go ahead.
What I was just gonna say, I think it exposes the one bad thing that maybe it's in a few bad things, but the one really poor decision I think this year that James Jones did, and that was trading Dario Saric for Basley.
That's unfortunate because they really didn't have a choice because the tackle.
Well, don't even yeah, but still, it would have been nice to have a big man down the stretch this late in the playoffs without Ayton.
Good point, Kurt. Dario Saric.
I don't know. It would have been because I don't know. I liked him too, especially in the 21 playoffs. But I don't know. It would have made a big
before
difference.
he tore his ACL.
He wouldn't
What's
even
his
get
name?
Baisley.
Not Baisley, but I'm thinking of what.
The most frustrating part for
I think
me,
of
though,
our team
is
right
just
now.
We have a Game 6 tonight, and the only talk in the air right now is DeAndre and ball.
I
don't think that's the biggest issue.
Important thing to note is that today is the 11th, and it's today's 2 days of from 3 days really from Game 7. I think if you win tonight, you get your ass on a plane first thing in the morning, and you go and you practice in Denver at somewhere that's private that you can get that. You said it when you walked in, Jason, that you think it's something to do with the altitude. That's really what it is.
What it is.
Get your ass on a plane. If not tonight, tomorrow morning, first thing, get there, find somewhere to stay, and just start going at it.
And it's not even just basketball with Denver. Like even the Colorado Avalanche.
Hockey,
you go to play the Avalanche,
Yeah.
the shift times are like 15 to 20 seconds because people just get gassed.
They are also 34-7 at home, so they are the number one team at home in the NBA this
It
season.
truly is a home court advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would like.
Unless you're the Rockies, that is not a home court advantage.
I would like to move into. Did you say the Rockies?
Yeah,
Kevin Durant can't
that's
start
facts.
slow.
That's for pitching.
I would like to move into Game 6, game of the week. I'm going to start with Brian in the office. He's our audio engineer. Everyone say hi, Brian.
Hello.
Bro.
Brian, give me an idea who you got winning this game, what you think will be the final score, and who your top performer is.
I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Suns will pull it off by somewhere between 2 and 3 points. It'll be close.
Nail biter.
And I figure KD to lead all scorers, real close with Booker. It's kind of the way they've been winning all their stuff. I mean, it'll be a strong performance. I worry a lot less about this game. I know they're hyper-focused on this game. They don't have a choice, but I think this is going to be a win. It's going to be close, but I think the problem they're going to have is going back to Denver and finishing this off. It just drives me crazy that I can't say with confidence that they've got a legit shot, but that's a tall order. They've shown that it's a very tall order for them. So I say they win it tonight, though.
What do you got first score?
I'm going to go 118-115.
Oh, wow. All right. Jason, moving to you. Winner, top performer, and final score.
I think this game relies on Kevin Durant not starting slow like he has been the past
Turnovers,
2-3 games. He can't be in the first quarter and just tripping and giving away the ball. He had like 4 turnovers in the first quarter.
He has 18 this postseason.
Last game, and that's what started it. I mean, the deficit kept coming. You could tell Michael Porter was gonna. He was like, okay, I can cover this dude if he's just gonna give the ball, and he was hitting every shot.
Oh, dude, he was.
The confidence was high. You knew that coming into it. Like I said, a game 5 when it's 2-2 at home. The crowd is something else because they know that's low-key one of the most backbone games you can have in a series. I think the Suns will get it done tonight. I really do. I think they have to. I think they're really thinking about the city is with them. They don't want to let the city down after what happened last year at home in 7. They know they got a team full of absolute superstars. You got people that anybody on that team can get on the court and drop 20 in Payne, Booker, Durant, Jock Landale when he's on it, Shamet. You got a whole team of Terrence Ross, Torrey Craig. TJ Warren played amazing last game. He's going to have to step up too. You're going to have to see these bench guys really step up, and that's what killed us at Game 5 was their bench had 40, 50 points.
Yeah.
So if they can just get it done, there's going to be no DA. It means there's no distractions. That means everybody else is locked in. That means the whole team is finally locked in. We got a whole team of dudes that want to win this game that don't care, that they'll do anything to win this game. I think it'll be close. I say the Suns win 110-106.
Top performer.
Kevin Durant is going to need to have 40. He's going to have to outscore Booker efficiently because Booker is so efficient. He's going to have a Booker game and score 40 on 70 shooting.
Rest in grace. Winner, top performer, final score.
Can I give you like 2 predictions? If Jamal Murray plays, I think it's over. If he doesn't play, the Suns are gonna kill him.
Well, I need one for the book,
Interesting.
so you better
So
choose one.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Jamal Murray doesn't play and say that the Suns will win. I think Kevin Durant is gonna go for like 52 on the dot
Sheesh.
He's going to need to.
because
Preston, I hope to God you're right, buddy.
I do too.
he played terrible last game.
He is
Kevin
19,
Durant.
19 turnovers in 5 games.
He played so bad,
Yikes.
but
uncharacteristic right there.
So bad.
I think he picks it up. I think the last home game, Shamit was great for you guys.
Shamit for 3?
It's gonna be up to those guys. Like Jason said, it's gonna be up to those guys.
Game 6, Shamit loading.
And
This the new Clay.
yeah.
I said without DeAndre Ayton, I think Jokic is gonna go fit for 50, 20, and 10. But
see, he's already done that. We won the game.
And
Not
like
enough.
Michael
that's what I'm saying. It's
Michael
gotta be
Porter
focused.
Jr. had 14 points in the first quarter. That was fake. Let's be honest.
yeah, we need to cover
He's not
that.
that good of a player.
He did seem automatic. That
He was-
that crazy.
Just if you put a hand up on him, that's how you stop him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Suns. The score is gonna be high scoring. I'm gonna go 121 to 125.
Sheesh.
Interesting.
Kurt?
I was actually leaning the other. I mean, not necessarily a low scoring game, but I was probably gonna put it somewhere in the 90s, maybe. I
A
don't know.
vintage game.
Yeah, maybe a little. I don't know. I mean,
I like it.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, like everyone said, I think KD needs to pick it up. 19 turnovers in 5 games. That's not what he does. And I think, for him to, he's already established himself as a great player, but to continue doing so, he needs to, pick it up tonight and obviously Game 7. But, I'm going to agree. I think he's the high scorer of the game. I'm going to put it at like high 40s probably. But as for the game, I'll put it I'll do 100, 98.
198 Suns.
Mm-hmm. Suns. Yeah, Suns. And I'm not even going to comment on whether or not Murray's playing or not. I think
France level.
I'm confident regardless.
Depending on Murray, I can't really. He didn't participate in a shoot around this morning, so that
Ooh.
kind of tells you that
That's big.
That's very
he may not be
interesting.
playing. But I mean,
They could
Mike
ju-
Malone's been dealing with an illness as well. He didn't have a voice the other
Yeah,
night.
it might be a bug going around.
I think he just lost his voice from screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think KD. I mean, he's averaging 30 a game, but he's shooting less than 40%. So I mean, everybody. I was listening this morning on the radio, and they were like, "Oh, we're waiting for KD to have that game," and I'm like, "Well, he's having those games, but he's just not making the shots like you guys usually see him make."
Yeah, elimination game.
I definitely expect
It
a
is.
high-scoring game. I think Book drops definitely more than 40. He'll take as many shots as possible. I would not be surprised if these guys played 48 minutes. They don't even care. I'm just gonna say Suns 124, Nuggets 115.
Do any of you guys happen to know the line for that game?
It's a minus
2 and a
Go
half.
ahead and add 10 to each of my scores. 110 to
Right.
What is it?
Changed right now. It's Suns minus 2.
108, 110 for
What's
me.
the over under line?
225 and a half.
Ooh.
I'm going over.
I think
I'm going
Yeah.
way over.
unfortunately the Nuggets will have their way with offense just because Jokic is, I don't know how they're going to offend Jokic, really. I don't know what the game plan is going to be now. It's really short notice. One thing about Lando is going to try. Busy's going to, have to put
have
some
They're gonna
oomph in
try.
there.
And the
So
thing-
you
Yeah.
think
You
Booker
can't go
KD
good
is
old
top
try.
performer?
Yeah, I think they both dropped 35 plus for sure.
Okay, and KD.
And I would love to see some small ball lineup tonight with KD at the 5. I'd love to see them just space the floor, and I would love to see ball movement because last game the ball got really stagnant.
They're gonna have
ISO
KD at the
heavy.
5.
And this is another reason why I was saying having Chris Paul back is very big, just because even though he is older and not as what he used to be, he's still the top 5, arguably top 5 point guard of all time, and he'll still give you 12 and 10. But that's why they kind of struggled last game. Campaign's more of a run and gun kind of guy. Doesn't really set up the offense as well as
He
the
has to
point
pick the
guards.
turnovers too.
But I expect a high scoring game tonight. But if Murray doesn't play, the Suns will win.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna.
We have
tell
to.
Preston 225.5. Definitely over that. At home, the Suns have put up 121 and 129, one by 7 and one by 5. I think the big thing is we all know Book and KD are going to have to be number one. I think you're important on it when you're saying they're going to play 48 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them top of the list for minutes.
I think what's more important is just rebounding, though. Obviously,
I think rebounds are going to be big. I think
huge.
Keeping Jokic off the board is going to be big, and I think if Jamal Murray doesn't play, it's going to be huge. And if he does, they might find a way to shut him down. I'm going Suns. I'm going with Booker as top performer. I have 41 written on here, but obviously I think he goes well over 40 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going 115 to 108 is my final score for the evening, which puts it at 133.
120.
We are 223. Thank you. We are officially out of time. Thank you so much for listening to episode 9 of the Wildcard Podcast. For Chance LeBlanc, Kurt Arnold, Preston Grace, and Jason Cousineau.
Go Suns.
One more time.
Yeah, buddy.
From the OnWeb Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. We will see you after the Suns win Game 7. Goodbye.
You've been listening to the Wildcard Podcast. Download and subscribe today on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.